Hey guys, today's video is going to be another do-it-yourself makeup tutorial on a homemade face primer, and this is what it looks like. I only made a little bit because I didn't know how it was going to work, but it actually works really well. And so this is what it looks like with the primer, and this is what it looks like with just a moisturizer. So you can definitely tell it shows up a lot more bright, and the shimmer stays on and sticks better. And I've already filmed this a few times, the intro, and so it's already been fading away on the moisturizer side. So definitely think this is a really fun tutorial to try out. Primers are supposed to help your makeup last longer, go on smoother, and look more vivid. So this is really simple and really easy, and it's just as important as eye primer for me personally. I think primer really helps your face makeup stay on, and I definitely recommend trying this out. So I have a lot of DIY recipes coming up soon, so I'm going to be filling your subscription boxes with DIY tutorials very, very soon. So hope you guys like these. I think these are really fun to make and film. So yeah, if you want to learn how to make this do-it-yourself face primer, then stay tuned. So you want to make sure you have some kind of an empty container to put your primer in, and this is just, I think, like an anti-aging moisturizer my mom finished up, so I just cleaned it out, and this is what I'm going to be using to store the product we're making today. And the actual two ingredients you're going to need for this DIY tutorial are a moisturizer and a powder. So the two moisturizers I'm using, well, this is actually an SPF 55 sunblock lotion, which you can pick up at the drugstore. It's by Athena, and an SPF is going to be nice, especially in the summer, to just protect your skin from the sun. And this is a moisturizer, my daily one, from Bare Minerals, and it's a little bit thicker than your average moisturizer, so this is going to really help to grab onto your face products and make it last longer and stick. So yeah, and then you're going to need a little powder. Like I said, loose powder is going to work a little bit better and be a little less messy, but if you use just like a bobby pin or the back of a makeup brush to shave off the top layer of any regular powder you have, then that will work perfectly fine, and just use those shavings to mix in with the moisturizer. You can use either just a translucent powder or a tinted powder, and if you want a clear one like this is by Smashbox, and it's your photo finish oil-free face primer. If you want just like a clear primer, then just use a translucent one. But if you want a tinted primer, like this is the foundation primer by Bare Minerals, and it's brightening from their Primetime line, and it has a little bit of tint to it, then you can use a light coverage foundation powder, or this is actually a tinted mineral veil from Bare Minerals, which would work perfect for this. I use a powder because a powder you put on after your face makeup to lock in all of the cream products that you just used. But if you use a powder just by itself before you use your like cream products, it's going to look kind of patchy. So mixing in the moisturizer is just going to help it go on a little bit smoother, and also help your makeup go on, if that makes sense. So this is a mattifying translucent powder from Dextrabor, so this is good for oily skin. And this is a hydrating mineral veil from Bare Minerals, so this would be good for like more dry skin. So just use a powder that will match your need, and enough rambling. So this is a really simple tutorial. I'm going to take just a tiny bit of my Aveeno and pour this in here first. And then you're going to scoop out a little bit of your regular moisturizer. Okay, so I'm just taking a little bit of moisturizer into this, and just mixing that. Okay, so after you have gotten your two different moisturizers, or you can just use one, of course. Once you got that in, you're going to apply your powder. I'm just going to use a translucent powder for this. And so I'm taking a little bit of this Dextrabor. I'm actually going to tap some onto the back of this lid and sprinkle a little on there. I'm actually going to take a little more. And we're going to take a Q-tip and just mix this in. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you are finished. Of course, you can add more product into this if you wanted to, and make more product, but because I'm just doing this little tutorial for you, I'm just going to use this much, and it's actually quite a bit, but because it's in a big jar, it looks kind of like nothing. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, so I have our DIY primer on this side of my hands and then just my Bare Minerals moisturizer on the other side. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of my Tarte Amazonian Clay blush to each side of my hand just to test out how the primer helps to make these a little more vibrant. So I'm just going to take a little bit, and that's how much I'm taking. Okay, so you can see it gives a pretty good amount of color, and this is pretty pigmented, so I'm taking the same amount on both sides. And I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but this one picks up a lot more of the shimmer, and it's actually, wow, that actually really worked. This one is more dull, like it does show up pretty pigmented. As you can see, this side is definitely more vibrant. You can pick up the shimmer a lot more. And on this side, it's just a little more dull. It still shows up the color, but this one just looks a little more vibrant. So that is actually a really good primer to try out. So definitely tell me if you try out this DIY primer. And yeah, so that is my little tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys all very soon. Bye!